Hey Manhattan real estate followers, it is July already, can you believe it? The summer is in full swing and it is time for us to check in with our monthly market report and find out if the market is heating up to match the weather. Hint, not so much, but that's not a bad thing. Let's talk about it. I'm Dewey, I'm your New York City real estate resource. Please take a minute to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you can be informed of all the great content we're releasing on this channel. Take a look at the description box below for all sorts of different ways to get in touch with me, and let's get started. All right, the first thing we normally look at is supply. That number is at 6,443 things for sale on the market. That's down 3.6% from last month. It's up 24% year to date, and it's down 4% from last year. So what these numbers are telling me is that we're actually in a very normal seasonal downturn for New York City. Normally during the summer months, sales go down. That's been the traditional pattern over many, many years. The rental market definitely goes up during the summer, but sales come down. So let's take a look at our chart. This great chart from our friends over at Urban Digs. And if you see where we are here at the beginning of July, you can see that we're in a very normal pattern here. And in fact, on the top end of the normal pattern. You have to sort of take out that huge spike that we had coming out of our issues over the past few years that we experienced. And if you look at all the market trend lows and what have you, we drew a straight line across there, you would see that we're still in a very, very healthy position when it comes to supply. All right, the next thing we look at are pending sales. Very interesting because that number is actually up 3.3% from last month. We're at 2,698 things in contract in Manhattan. It's up 32.4% year to date, down 13.2% from last year. But again, that's to be expected. Last year was a gangbusters year, very high sales volume. For it to be down would be expected. But what is interesting is that the supply and inventory is down a little bit, but we are still selling things in Manhattan. I think you'll understand why here in a minute. Let's look at our great chart here. And again, pending sales, we're on the top end of normal to medium high, which is a really, really interesting place to be here in July, and it's going to be interesting to see where this goes over the summer. All right, the next thing we look at is liquidity. Remember, liquidity is a 30-day moving chart, so we're looking at what's happening in the market, specifically 30 days from June 1st to July 1st. We're at 4.1%, that's down from last month. We're up 72.7% total year to date, and down a negative 6.3 year over year. Let's take a look at what this means from the chart though. I love this chart from Urban Digs because they put a nice gray bar there in the middle that shows us the neutrality and where a normal neutral market would be. And we are right smack dab in the middle of that neutral bar zone there, looking very good and very seasonal. You can see the times where we've dropped below that in the past years. We're not doing that this year. We're really hanging out there sort of in the middle, which probably means that come fall, we're gonna start seeing trends go up into a higher market. All right, let's look at the market pulse. Market pulse is the ratio between the pending sales to supply, and it gives us a number that gives us an idea of if we're leaning toward a seller's market or if we're leaning toward a buyer's market. The closer we are to 0, we're in a buyer's market. The closer we are to 1, we're in a seller's market. We're at 4.2, which is pretty neutral. That's up 7.7% year to date. It's down negative 8.7% from last year, but let's look at the chart and see what's happening. Look at that, there's our neutral market zone, and we are really just hovering right around there in the neutral market zone. So we're not moving necessarily toward a seller's market right now. We're certainly not moving toward a buyer's market. We're right there in the middle. So what does that mean? Well, I think that means that right now there are still very fair deals to be had for both parties out there, for both buyers and sellers. If things are priced fairly, they're going to move in a good neutral market. Buyers may still get a good deal, sellers may get a very fair and expected price. So I think that there are good deals to be had for both sides. Don't know what's going to happen. Nobody has a crystal ball, so let's see what's going to happen for the month of August and as we move into the fall. And I hope that this has been helpful. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, hit the notification button, take a look at the description box for all sorts of ways to get in touch with me, and I'll see you next time for our next Manhattan Monthly Market Report.